Welcome back.
Okay.
Because Sage is fumbling, bumbling in the bag and
Sage has had a little too much margarita, I think.
Yeah.
Gatorade.
But we are
Gatorade.
back here with Excuse the Duval and me here at the Cookbook Live at 1827 North Pearl Street. So please make sure you come out. Camo has something on his heart to talk about regarding the NFL. What you got?
Yes.
Tom
to the Oh man. They gonna let me
Yeah,
live
they're
it
not
down.
gonna let that die.
You gonna let me? Yeah, it's all good. I'm coming with my TC shirt on next week. Y'all gonna see it. Anywho, I start shit. I talk shit. So my question to the masses or anybody that's paying attention tonight is, why don't these silent talkers in the background and some of these scouts get any flack for these bad evaluations on players who end up being great? As soon as they get in the league and they continue to grow, their legend continues to grow. And the ones that they say that are so great end up being so terrible for franchises.
Baker Mayfield.
Blake Bortles. Ryan Leaf.
Jamarcus Russell's.
Yes. Some bad, very bad comparisons. Then you got Lamar Jackson. He can't throw. He should be a running back, wide receiver. Now he's the leading candidate in the MVP race as a quarterback. Who
Not
else
bad
is
for a running back.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad at all for a running back, if you ask me.
Definitely not bad. Yeah, so what do you guys think? Do these guys should be, reprimanded or something? Something should be. They should.
Actually, I had heard that with Lamar Jackson, there was a couple of GMs, they went unnamed. The teams, they didn't necessarily, I forgot where I was reading this at, but the teams didn't necessarily name names, but it was like several prominent teams with GMs who had a chance to draft Lamar Jackson were looking into taking their scouts to task and finding out why, when we had a chance to draft this cat and we came to y'all was like, nah, he'll be a running back, he'll be a receiver. Don't even waste the draft pick if you want a quarterback.
My thing is it a race issue or is it the reason why I say that is because when it comes to leadership and being able to lead a team to get them to the next level, to have everybody around them or rather everybody around them, I'm thinking that they see that as we can't lead or do anything.
You already know what it is, man.
So my thing is, given the opportunity, I'm happy. I'm so happy that Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson is tearing it up out there because they're doing exactly. I mean, both of them beat Peyton this year. Tom this year.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Tom this year, and convincingly. So big kudos to those guys for proving these guys wrong. But it's not new to us because we see it on Friday nights.
Yeah.
And Saturday afternoons. So
that's what's amazing to me, that when you look across the major colleges right now, Ohio State, you got Justin Fields,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, of course, with hers, even Tua, I guess, because he's not, a white quarterback. He's whatever, Samoan, whatever the hell he is.
And his brother came in through a touchdown.
Yeah, little brother, they put him in when they were blowing them boys
He
out.
looked sloppy. Go Dogs.
If y'all remember a couple of weeks ago, we had that topic, was
I got a black one, y'all.
Lamar and all them changing the way they looked at the so-called dual threat quarterback is what it's become the distinction of, just because you got the sense enough, I need 5 yards, nobody sticks the quarterback.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
I mean, it just makes sense to me,
sometimes,
bro.
I think about it. Sometimes I feel like Mike Vick kind of put a pause on it when he had got into that trouble.
But how many white quarterbacks done got in trouble? Ryan Leaf was the number 2 pick overall. He sucked on the field and ended up being a dopehead that went to prison for breaking into people's houses. They don't say, well, we don't want the next Ryan Leaf, so we're not going to pick that guy. He's 6'5" and got the same dimensions.
Mike Vick went to jail over his own dogs.
First off.
They love their dogs.
But what about the guy from the Raiders? They didn't want to pick him because of his brother, Carr.
Yeah, Derek Carr. Well, that was only because his brother was shell shocked,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was strictly about did he have the DNA to make up if he got stuck like he is now on a couple of bad teams to lead a team. That
Right.
was one of the problems they had with him, but it was never necessarily because they didn't think that he couldn't lead a team because of the color of his skin. I mean, that was the only knock that I could see that was on Lamar. I mean, this man won the Heisman. It's not like he was at a school and he just was putting up numbers.
He could have won the Heisman twice.
Yeah, he
Should
should
have
have
won
won
the
the
Heisman
Heisman
actually
twice.
twice,
Say,
but
And the
If we're gonna
thing,
debate it,
the thing about it was his completion percentage was higher than
Baker?
Josh Allen's coming out of college.
oh okay.
And Josh Allen got way more hype than he did, and he was picked in front of him as well.
yeah, Josh
So-
Allen basically killed his own vibe when they did how they won big game his senior year, and he didn't show up well for a division versus a Division One because he went to Colorado State or something like that.
Right, and Lamar Jackson showed up.
Oh, Wyoming. I'm sorry.
Lamar Jackson showed up both of those Clemson games and gave them hell. So, I mean, and you can't name an offensive lineman, can't name a wide receiver that was on this team. But, we know this head coach was our quarterbacks coach from the glory years in Jacksonville from 96 to 99.
Was it Brad Scott?
It's not Brad Scott. What's his name? The last coach for Louisville. The last head coach for Louisville was
Oh, you talking about Paterno?
yeah, Petrino, Bobby
Petrino, yeah.
Bobby Petrino was our quarterbacks coach from 96 to 99. I didn't know that until I looked it up. I was like, wow, that was crazy. So he's on he's an NFL guy, so he had NFL concepts, and everything that they're saying is like, well, Lamar was already brought up in the right system, so yeah.
So you're asking me why scouts don't have the radar on highly effective quarterbacks or black quarterbacks, but they will praise the white man.
No,
That's basically what you're saying?
no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when they hit on these quarterbacks, like for instance, we were taught to believe that Blake Bortles was going to be the second coming of Tom Brady with legs. We were told that, we were taught.
Y'all fell for that?
We were.
Yeah.
We were. Wait.
I didn't.
Wait. We were told that Andrew Luck was going to be better than Peyton Manning. That was a lie.
If injuries aside, I believe Andrew Luck would have, in fact, been better than
But
Peyton Manning.
injuries are a part of the game, and Peyton Manning and him were not the same size.
How many
He
times
was
did you see
not-
Peyton Manning jersey get dirty?
Huh?
How many times did you see Peyton Manning jersey get dirty?
Because they paid that bread for that old line and Peyton
Before
Manning's
he
up
went
here.
to Denver. Before he went to Denver.
That's that line. That line that the Colts had under Dungy.
Line wide receivers and being able to get the ball
Marvin
out of
Harris
his
Your
Harrison.
hand.
hand. That was
And the
one
thing
of Luck.
about it
biggest thing.
is,
He held the
my
ball
thing
too long.
is
He was
this.
a
Options,
tough guy.
bro.
This is my point. When they finally played a team and he was in college, they played a good team because he had a cakewalk to the Pac-12 except for Oregon. But when they played against Oklahoma State, he had about
they called
14
USC on
nothing.
them.
You
And
gotta
guess
overlook
what?
college though, man.
Huh?
You gotta overlook college because there's a lot of people that get drafted from who
I-
knows where.
I get it, but I look at
Matt Jones.
I look at big I look at the big games. I don't look at the games that they play throughout the season. I look at games that matter. It's your last game, right? This your last dress rehearsal before you go into the league. You not finna play lackluster. This your last game with your homeboy.
Sometimes it's not your fault.
No, he had a bad. No, he didn't. He just didn't. It was better competition he went up against. Some of those guys that he played against went in the first round with him.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So, in what you saying that Lamar Jackson in big games didn't come through either.
I
They
don't-
lost.
What big
No.
game he didn't come through in?
No,
Clemson.
College.
But if you remember that first year with Clemson, he
lost.
went dollar for dollar with him.
Yeah,
But they lost.
Him,
he went
he
dollar
went
for
dollar
dollar.
for dollar. He didn't have a
But this
bad game.
This is my thing.
His defense couldn't stop Deshaun Watson them.
His
Come
name
on,
got
man.
an L
They
behind
put
it.
up 40 points. What you want from me, bro?
You had Lamar
He
Jackson.
had an
by
L
him.
on his name at the end of the game.
Hey, but guess what?
I like Lamar Jackson, but
Guess-
look, I'm just
Guess
defending
who Andrew Luck
everything
had?
else.
Come on, man. This man had Toby Gerhart behind him, man. You can say whatever you want to say.
That's bull, bro.
That's he finished in the
Another
Heisman.
reason
Did
why-
they not
another-
both finish in the Heisman rankings?
Another reason why we don't need Gus Bradley. he told us that Toby Gerhardt was going to be a great white running back.
I never heard of him before then.
We ain't going to talk
But
about
I
that.
had never
what
heard
I'm-
of him before he got
Yeah, he
drafted.
went to Stanford. I knew about him.
But what
While
I'm
McCaffrey was sitting over there like, hold my bill.
Yeah, right. But this is my thing. Like they pretty much boosted Taven Bryan up because of the FSU game that he had. He had a good game against FSU, but that was his only big game.
I never understand how they scout. When you look at film and games, how do you even scout linemen? Like sometimes you see them do like little double
It
play when they
depends
double team.
on what
But
you're
how you
drafting
really-
him for.
Yeah, you know what
like
I'm saying?
Taven Bryan basically was drafted to be a cheap alternative to us eventually having to let Marcelo Darius go.
Or
He was
stopper.
supposed to be a
Campbell.
run stopper.
Yes, he was supposed to be a combo run stopper, and he gonna get some push up the front because they gonna be doubling everybody else. That was the thinking
But
behind
he
it.
don't beat nobody one-on-one.
But that's
Dude has no motor.
But the thing about it is, to me, these scouts don't get ridiculed. They still keep their jobs. They're still able to give inaccurate information.
That's because the
Like,
scouts ain't on the front line.
It's
Right.
not. It's not even that. It's not that. Like, okay, Dalvin Cook. We all know that he was, if not the best player in the ACC, but and he should have got Heisman consideration. But what I'm saying
Jameis
is,
messed that up for him, but
yeah, he did. But what I'm saying is, they went all the way back to this man in the 7th grade for something he did, and it's like, well, damn.
once again he shot a dog with a BB gun at Florida State.
Right. If it-
I'm
if it was
just
a pit,
saying,
I-
this is what they brought up, bro.
Yeah, if it was a
Why
pit,
they
I
ain't draft him? Because he shot a dog
right.
with a BB
They
gun.
love them dogs.
But look,
That
Boy,
is the
you
truth.
sound crazy.
yeah,
I don't like dogs that much. We gonna ask them how much they like dogs when they ain't got no job.
yeah. But Josh Allen was but Josh Allen was on Twitter calling
Calling
black
us
people
niggas.
niggas. So and he still went in the first round.
Yeah, that
But my
boy.
whole thing is this: oh, he was a kid. Da da da. Da.
Yeah.
It wasn't that Dalvin was a kid. He was troubled, and he might be a
He from
character
Miami.
concern, and he's from Miami.
You know what that be about. Them
He got
folks
them
come
rocks.
out there and scout you and where you from, where you live, and all this other stuff. You
It don't
terrified
ma-
to the naked eye.
It don't matter whenever you.
That's
have
what they gonna
But
perceive
whenever
it
you
as.
have a kid, the same offensive line that they keep talking about, that was terrible. This same dude was running for over 1,700 yards with the same offensive line that they've been telling us and raping us about. Oh, this offensive line is terrible, but this man made that shit look like sugar in them games, and
Can-
big games on top of that.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you a bit of the truth here? We're going to really be on this subject. It simply boils down to this tonight. Do you scare their target audience?
Exactly.
Do you listen to this? Just think about it. Just think about it momentarily here. Think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you scare their target audience, or can you be just polished enough to where you still scary on the field because you're this big dude
Russell
doing
Wilson.
these incredible things, but yet when you get off the field, we can feel comfortable around you like you're
has
not
he-
a threat.
What has he done off the field?
Well, actually, they
as an
said
adult?
Russ was too short.
6'6",
that's-
200 and something pounds with dress
We
in his
talking-
hair. That's scary enough.
I
How many
sat
of us
there
get
and
shot on
seen
the
it.
regular?
5'11".
Against State and said,
Close
Told
enough.
her,
How
I'm
many
glad bro
5'11"
gone.
niggas get taken for 6'3"? Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
But this is my
Oh, you good.
this is my
excuse
point.
Duval.
Minnesota's
Excuse
rushing
Duval.
game was shit without him, and now look at what the team that they have.
We
now
talking about the
with
previous year or just in general?
the previous year.
Oh, okay. I finna say they had the great late AP, baby, but
I'm talking about the previous year. I'm talking about with him. Now they have that balance.
When they
now.
went and
That's
got Latavius Murray, who ran for 1,000 yards
I
with the
finna
Raiders.
say either
But
way,
then he fell off
But
for
he
some reason.
he was still kind of straight. But Minnesota's an air raid team. They stopped. They went away from the run. When
Yeah,
they
but
let
now
go
they got a
AP.
back that
when they
can
let
do
go
it.
AP, bro.
But when
for them
they-
years, you don't
but-
think so?
Mike Zimmer, trust me, he a defensive coach. He wants to run the ball, bro.
Yeah,
Yes.
he
Oh,
wants
okay.
to run the ball. And the thing about it, now that they have a complete balance, now that makes the receivers more dangerous.
Yep.
That makes the whole offense dangerous. Then they got a legitimate tight end to go with it, a young tight end to go with Irv
They
Smith
got
Jr.
2 of them, actually.
Right. So now that's why that team goes. But guess who brings that excitement?
That Cook.
That's
Well-
the difference. Just like I just got to saying, Christian McCaffrey. You know, he's
His daddy played in the league.
yeah.
That ain't helped Dylan from getting his ass knocked out at Michigan. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Man, it come down to this. The scouts make mistakes, just like everybody else. You
But
pick wrong, just like Jacksonville do sometimes.
I get it, but
Jacksonville scouts have been
I get it,
consistent.
but if you hold, I get it, but if you
I understand
hold,
what he's saying though. You
but
saying
if you
they
hold
kinda
if you hold
piling
these
on, though.
players to a certain standard, and if they're wrong, they lose money, they lose their contract, they lose their job, and anything could be false. Case in point, Carmelo Anthony. And this is another sport. This
Washed.
is basketball. They said he was washed,
What
and
up?
he wasn't gonna do nothing. But he's NBA Player of the Week in
Listen.
the Western Conference right now.
He had a lot of rest.
He shouldn't have won that though.
I am
Truthfully, Harden dropped 60.
Luka was
Harden
snapping.
dropped 60, man.
LeBron,
True.
Harden.
3 quarters, bro. Harden dropped 60 in 3 quarters.
They only gave Carmelo that Player of the Week because
That's my man, now.
Yeah,
We know he's a ball
But-
hop. Anywho,
So to answer your question,
That's not the issue, man.
answer your question though, because I really don't disagree with you. I really do, but I think that it comes to the point where it's introspective between the reality of what sells, or rather, who's on the front line being visual and what sells versus who's in a back room who gets to go home and when you're getting reprimanded, you in the back room somewhere talking to somebody. Hey man, listen, we're gonna need you to. Versus the players, the people up front, they're seen every Sunday. They're seen throughout the week doing their practices. If these people who basically that's what your fans are paying for, which is like a big chunk of your money.
at the end of the day, bro, as a coach, these scouts don't come to your house because I'm just telling you as a player. These coaches, when they come see you, they ain't asking me about my damn grades. They ain't asking me about what neighborhood I'm in.
You
They ain't asking
right.
me what gangs I'm in.
That's college,
They're
though.
asking me, do I want to come play ball for their country?
This the
It's
NFL.
It's no different from the NFL.
But
the
it's
NFL
it's the
gonna
same.
ask
No,
you,
you're right.
But you were
it is
asking
different.
why
though.
was there no reprimand for the scouts versus how there's reprimands for
College
those
is
who are
trying to
in the
win.
visual
NFL is
spotlight,
right, but
trying
these
to get
scouts-
paid.
these
It's
scouts
revenue.
still have these coaches still
Look.
have to have jobs, bro.
I think the
I
biggest.
get you. The reason that there's not as much backlash as you would see is because you don't see the scouts. Like I'm gonna just ask this generically: how many scouts for how many NFL teams can you name right now?
0.
So knowing that
name
you
some head
can't name
scouts.
as
I
many
can't
scouts
name
as there
not
is,
one.
the scouts
I
are
can name some
generically
head
never going to
scouts.
get the problem. Like even if you got a bad quarterback, but your team do bad throughout the year, you still finna fire that head coach. You might, depending on the quarterback's contract, keep the quarterback. Whether he play or not is up for debate. But you're guaranteed that head coach is fired because it's gonna start with him
You don't even hear about scouts getting fired.
at all.
That's how
Don't get me
unimportant they
wrong.
are.
Again, I'm not disagreeing you because I think there does need
No,
to
no,
be
that's why
some
it's
called
amount of accountability
staff.
for
The
that.
only time, okay,
That's why it's called staff.
the only time you really,
You see what
It's
I'm
called
saying?
staff.
This
only
ain't
time-
Everybody
bad.
has to go. That means everybody.
yeah,
This ain't
Clear
bad,
personnel.
dog.
It's a white sale.
This
But
ain't
no, the
bad.
only time you really hear about a staffer or a low-level scout is when you have a Bobby Beathard, somebody who goes from being a scout to being a GM because he kept hitting on these.
Yeah.
That's the only time you're going to hear about that. I think the biggest problem is, and I think what Camo's trying to get across is that we don't really hear about the person who makes the erroneous, just like horrible. He's wrong. He went extra hard. Hey, this dude's no good.
Todd
We don't
McShay.
want him. And then we find out that what were you talking about? It's like every
Right. Todd-
thing
But
when we go back and
in the
reevaluate.
in the same breath, you got to think about it. What if the scouts are telling the GM or the head coach, "Oh, I think you should draft this guy," just because of analytics? They brought
Yeah.
all this to the table,
Will we ever hear about it?
but no. And then the owner or the GM or whoever
But-
makes the call. Nah, man, I want this guy. That's typically what happens.
Go in your pocket, bro. I'm finna
Yeah,
get
I already know. That's what I'm saying.
Tom Coughlin would miss
not-
you.
I don't even think that was a Tom Coughlin pick. I think that was a Dave
No, they
Caldwell
said
pick.
they said your man didn't want him. That he went and talked to Leach, and Leach was like, he got real snooty and was like, bro, I don't even know if you watched him or whatever. I don't know why y'all asking me these questions.
Straight up, Mike
Right.
Leach said that several times. But
Yeah.
like, have y'all really watched?
Took
Minshew's
time,
tape?
like,
He's
y'all
a
just
young
coming
Drew
like,
Brees.
yeah.
And I take those things and I take it seriously because it's guys that really can be difference makers for franchises, but it be stupid stuff. Like my thing is this is our sport, and I'm gonna say it. This is our sport. how are you qualified to tell us who's talented or not? You can't measure this. No scout can measure this. That's why I love the only thing I can say that I loved about the Maurice Jones-Drew pick. I seen this man play in college, and he had
Yes,
a
sir.
beast mentality.
Yeah.
And I knew he was gonna have a chip
What
on
was
his shoulder.
crazy, I thought Mercedes was really gonna be the better of the two players from their college
I did.
career. I just thought he was gonna be a
I didn't. I
matchup
heard-
problem. Now
Everybody
I did tell her
did.
that they slipped up on Maurice Jones-Drew and came up.
I did.
With
Yeah.
seeing him at UCLA.
I didn't. I seen him when around the time that I was going to college, he was going to college. So I
Yeah.
got a chance to watch him in the Florida, California. They couldn't do nothing with
Yeah, they
Maurice
couldn't never do
Jones-Drew.
nothing with him. I told her.
Nobody. He was the Derrick Henry of California at 5'5".
Yes.
Pocket Hercules.
But they didn't
He
miss.
does
They didn't
have
miss on the
boxing.
opportunity though.
Yeah,
He's the only
running
dude
through
you ever meet who's that much smaller. You look at him and be like, Maurice, whoa.
With
Short
wigs
guy
in
you
his
can't
head,
miss.
big wigs. They did my dog dirty, man.
That's Jacksonville for you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's 2 running backs in a row.
I mean, hey, me personally, I
We
thought
working
they
on a
did-
third.
I thought they did Freddie T
Working
wrong.
on the third. You came with one then.
I thought they did Freddie T wrong, and hey.
Me too. I still want him.
Absolutely.
I
He
still,
should
Man, he
never had
should've
to go
retired
anywhere
him,
else.
bro.
He should have retired.
Come on,
He
man.
should have
That's
never
Fred-
had time in the
Fred
Patriots
tell- like
uniform.
that man say, stop
If
playing,
he
man.
did not get a ring. Did he get a ring with the Patriots? I don't think he did.
No.
No.
Nah, that was the one.
Exactly. So
His
if
bad
he
luck
did not
ass.
get that ring with the Patriots, it was not worth it overall.
he was the only Jaguar to go to another team and don't
couldn't
get
get
a ring.
Y'all terrible.
Oh, you wrong for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That
bad.
hurt. That's the
Him and Moss.
cold blooded.
Him and Moss.
Still heard about my boy Moss. He went
I-
down San Francisco. Moss out like, God damn, Moss.
Damn.
Man, I wanted Moss to come here though. I ain't gonna lie. But
That'd
I
be
know we
tight.
need to.
That nigga would have been wild as hell. We would have
Okay.
never seen that.
Nigger in the game.
Put that nigga in the game.
He probably ain't say. He probably ain't even say nigger, bro. He probably
Yeah.
said nigger,
No,
bro.
he said
ER.
nigga.
Oh,
They said the white folks was like, oh my God.
Boy, I beat them brakes off you.
Straight up.
This, bro.
Yeah. I thought y'all knew that. That's what he cited for his reason
I
for
ain't think
leaving.
he ER'd it. Oh, that was the reason.
Yeah.
Right, so
That's how they
listen.
gave him it so quick.
It might have been a strategic plan
Yes,
for Justin
very
Fields,
strategic.
bro.
Okay, well, we got to wind it down. I need
Oh.
to get y'all's predictions.
Okay.
We're at home versus the Chargers.
We're losing. Oh, sorry.
Go Chargers, go.
Unfortunately, it don't look too good for us. Chargers give up about 20. They score about 20. We score about 18, give up about 24. Going with the odds, Chargers 24-20.
I like the Jags. Minshew back in the game, baby.
I will say that Minshew, they usually have a porous defense as well, and they don't
No, they
run the
got-
ball.
They got both of their starting safeties back this week. So I
Yeah,
doubt
Derwin
it.
James.
Duran and the other
Yeah.
kid is back.
I was just
don't
finna say, yeah.
know
Yeah.
if that's going to be right.
Yeah.
And Leonard's not going to have any room to run.
So what's your
Yeah.
prediction?
My prediction will be, I think it'll be low scoring. I'm going to say 17-10 Chargers.
I like it, but I disagree with all y'all. I'm going to go against the ball. I'm going to go against the grain here. Jaguars are going to win. It's actually going to be a high-scoring affair. It's going to be 28-21 in favor of the Jaguars.
Yep, that's what I was going with. I was going to say 17-14.
Minshew's going to pull a fourth-quarter drive that's going to win the ball game.
Lambo going to pull
Sound
it out
good.
for him. Let me tell it. I
Sound
like
good.
Lambo.
None of that's
Sound
happening.
good.
It is good.
None of that's happening.
Don't
I
get me wrong.
ain't
The
sat up
defense
here
is
one
not
time and
doing
lied
its
about them
job.
Jags. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Listen, Phillip Rivers has been struggling
He
with
has.
the Chargers, and I don't think it's necessarily Phillip Rivers. I really think it's an organizational thing for them because it's
All
been
right,
bad
you
coaching
name,
for
you
them.
name, you name my offensive
But-
lineman. You name my offensive lineman that can drive, that can block Joey Bosa.
And
Oh,
see,
Lord.
this is why
Melvin Gordon.
This is why I think it's all gonna work out in his favor. Because unless the Chargers actually take the time to go ahead and keep maneuvering Joey Bosa around for positions the way they did,
They don't
we
have
did
to.
Calais Campbell
They got
towards the
another. They
beginning,
got another defensive end.
Melvin Gordon.
you still gonna have to maneuver around. You have to deal with the fact that Minshew's not full.
Oh,
He's
did I
not gonna
mention
stay
that
in
they
that
got
pocket.
Haywood
He
out
gonna
there on
run.
that
he's
island to
gonna
put on
run.
chalk?
Yeah, you better.
It don't matter. When you can't throw under duress, Minshew going, oh, and that's going to be a wrap. You
Hey,
seen
listen.
it. Yeah.
Listen. I think Minshew, they do more of a game plan to get Minshew outside of the pocket. You'll see more mobility being used by him because they have no other option.
So you haven't been watching us.
Mr.
We don't
James.
game plan for nobody, man. We don't,
Bruh, we don't.
I'm trying to give
Y'all
them
definitely
some
don't be
type
having
of
no
credit,
game
man.
plan, bro.
I'm
Like,
trying
that's-
to be a fan, an optimistic fan.
We
Don't
got
do
the
me
old
like that.
Madden. Remember when you used to get the Madden playbooks at the thing? Yeah,
It's
we
the
got
same
one of
three
them.
Oh, the
plays,
book
what-
is the
oh,
Madden. Madden book at the crib.
Oh,
Cheat sheet,
God.
the cheat sheet at the crib.
All right, run the Spider YZ banana. Yeah, that's what we doing, bro. We ain't got no game plan, bro.
Tom
We going
Coughlin.
down.
Well,
There it is.
Tom Coughlin.
thank
Y'all
you
better win.
guys always for joining us on the panel, and thank you
Thank
for
you,
everyone
Sage.
being out here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I am
You're
your
so
host,
pleasant.
Sage.
You are.
And unfortunately, when you come back, we'll be able to get to your what we want to talk about was financial literacy. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, we ran out of time.
It's not a problem. I don't mind.
Oh yeah, we gotta peep that because they flipping it, man. People gotta keep their eye on that.
Yes. So
As far as
just want to say
financial,
thank you
what they doing, man?
for joining us,
That
and
Bitcoin
tune
and
in
all that.
again next Tuesday at
Better
8
read it.
p.m. Thank you.
Thank
Excuse
you.
the Duval and me.
You the dude.